Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Montague, and as promised, we are back to finish up the Unit 3, Lesson 6 on debugging on code.org. So we are going to cover 6A, 6B, and 6C in this video. So let's jump right into it with 6A on our farm sounds. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, per usual, is run the app to see how it works. And then it says to debug the program to use the correct sound and text when a user clicks each animal. So that gives me the indication that at least one of those animal images is not going to be working right. So let's go ahead and see what happens when we run it. All right, so we're going to click on the cow. All right, we get a cow mooing, and then it says cow down here in the text. Let's click on the rooster. Okay, nothing happens when we click on the rooster, and let's click on the pig. All right, when we click on the pig, we hear a rooster noise, and it says rooster down here. So obviously, something ain't right. All right, so I'm going to click on reset here, and we are going to look at our code to figure out what's going on. All right, so our first on event is the cow image when we click it. And it says it's supposed to play a moo sound when the user clicks the cow, which is what happened, right? We get a play sound block for the moo, we can see, and then a set property for the animal text to be the word cow. All right, then we go down here. We get the rooster image click, so it's supposed to play a rooster sound. We get a play sound for the pig right now. And then we get a set property for the app name to be the text pig. All right, so this is on the rooster. That's not what we want. All right, but let's just finish up looking at this code. All right, so it's supposed to play a pig sound when the user clicks on the pig. So when we click on the pig image, it plays a sound, and this one's the rooster sound. And then we have a set property for the animal text to be rooster. So obviously, just like in our blue button click versus our red button click in our last bubble, we've reversed some code here. So when we click on the rooster image, we get all the pig stuff happening, and we click on the pig image, we get all of the rooster stuff happening. So we need to fix that. The easiest way is going to be to just change the on event for whichever image is clicked. We do have this other issue here on line 8. So we know that the ID rooster image, it says, does not exist. But if we look closely at that rooster image, we can see that there is a typo in it. Rooster is spelled correctly, and then image has the M and the A reversed. So if you remember when we were running the app, when I click on the rooster, nothing even happens, right? We don't hear the pig sound, and we don't see the name pig showing here. So that button just isn't even working at all right now because of this typo. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and instead of rooster image here, we are going to change this to the pig image, right? Because we already have it playing the pig sound and showing the text pig. All right, and then we are going to just go down here to our third on event and change this to our rooster image. All right, I typed them in. If you click on the drop down, it's also going to show you all of the different element IDs that you have that you can change here. So you can click on the drop down and select it, or type it in, either way. All right, but I just went ahead and reversed those. So now we have the pig sound and the pig text displaying with the pig image click, and the rooster sound and rooster text playing with the rooster image click. So let's go ahead and run the app and see what happens this time. All right, so we know our cow is working. Okay, that's still working. All right, we're going to click on the rooster. All right, so now we have heard the rooster sound, and we see the rooster text down here. So let's see what we click on the pig. Okay, so the pig, we heard the pig noise, but this stayed rooster, and unfortunately our title of our app changed up here to pig. So that text is being changed in the wrong spot. We don't want the title of our app to change. We want the text down here to change. So that tells me that we have the wrong element ID somewhere in our pig image click. All right, so let's go ahead and reset the app again and look at what else might be an issue. All right, so on line 9 is our play sound. That was working fine. Line 10 is where we have the text being set. So this is a set property for the app name. Okay, so that's exactly where our problem is. If we compare this to the other two on events for the cow image and the rooster image, they are changing the animal text with the set property, not the app name, right? So we want this to be changing the animal text, not the name of the app. So let's go ahead and find animal text, okay, rather than app name, and that is what is going to change to pig. All right, so two different things we had to change there. We had to reverse our rooster and pig image clicks, and then we had to make it so the animal text was changing for our pig instead of the app name. So let's just go ahead and run it one more time and make sure it's working how it should. All right, again, the cow's working great. The rooster is also working great, and then our pig. All right, so we heard the pig noise, and then our text down here changed to pig, which is exactly what we wanted, and our app name stayed the same as it should have. All right, so those are the only couple things that needed to be fixed on this app to make it work how it should be working. All right, so if you got that all fixed up and are ready to move on, go ahead and click on Finish, and we will move on to bubble number 6B. All right, so bubble 6B is our Club Fair app. All right, so this one, again, we're going to run the program to see how it works, and then it says the go back button needs to take the user to the home screen. So I can see that we might already have some issues. All right, so I'm going to run the app. Let's see how this app works. I'm also going to speed this one up. I don't like it when they go super slow on these ones. So all right, I'm going to run it. I can tell on line 1, we have this play sound that's outside of any on events. So we're going to have some background music playing, it sounds like. It is on a loop, so it's just going to keep playing that music the whole time the app is running. So you are probably not going to be able to hear me speaking while the app is running. So I'm just going to run it and click through the app to see what happens. So you can just watch and listen to the lovely, probably potato quality music as it plays. All right, so this app is very simple, okay? We clicked run, it started playing our background music. We clicked on event details, and it took us to a page with some details on it and a button that said go back. But the go back button didn't take me anywhere. It didn't take me back to the home page like it should have. So what do y'all think we need to do here? Probably add another on event, right? Because we only have this one on event on line 3 to take the user to the details screen, right? So we want to make an on event to take the user back to the home page. All right, so I'm going to drag in another on event. Okay, this time we want to have the go back button when it's clicked. All right, it is going to take us back to the home screen. So we need a set screen. All right, so just like our first one, if you click on the details button, it takes you to the details screen. This time, if we click on the go back button, we want it to take us to the home screen. All right, so we have that set there. Last thing I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do this in text mode just really quick, I'm gonna add a comment, right? Just like we did for the details screen. This one is going to take the user back to the home page. All right, home page, if I can spell that correctly. All right, and I'm going to switch back to blocks so we can see now I've added a comment to tell us what this on event does. Remember, those comments are very, very important, especially if you're working with anyone else on an app, or if it's an app that you're going to have to come back to later, you want to have those comments in there. So take the time to add comments. They don't have to be that detailed, right? It took us about 5 seconds to get that comment added. So now our app should be able to take us to the details screen and then take us back to the home screen. So let's go ahead and test it and make sure it's working correctly. All right, we got it. So now we can click on the details button, go to the details screen, and then when we click on the go back button, it takes us back to the home page. All right, so that one, again, very simple fix, pretty easy to get it going. And we can click on finish and move along to bubble 6C. All right, the last one we are going to do is bubble 6C, and this is our Mood Minder app. So let's go ahead and get in here and see what we've got to do. All right, so we're going to run the program to see how it works, and it says to add code to the app to make the excited button work. All right, so we know we've got these 3 buttons on here, calm, tired, and excited. A quick glance at the code that we have shows me that I have a calm button on event. For clicking that calm button, I have a tired button on event for clicking that tired button, and those are the only 2 on events that I have. So clearly we don't have one for the excited button yet, so we're going to have to work on that. But let's go ahead and see what this calm button and this tired button does. All right, so I'm going to click on calm. All right, now we'll click on tired. All right, and then I tried clicking on excited, and of course nothing happened because we don't have an on event for that yet. So we need to make that button work. But we noticed when I clicked on the calm button, there was a border around the calm button. The text right here changed in this main text box, and the picture changed to something that went along with calm. And then there was music playing that was calming music. All right. And then when I clicked on the tired button, the image changed, the text changed, the song changed, and then there was no more border around the calm button. The border was now around the tired button. So those were all things that I noticed seeing how this app works. And we can see all of that with our set properties within these on events over here, right? So when we click on the calm button, it's setting the border of the calm button to a border width of 2. And then the tired button and excited button get a border width of 0, so they don't have a border. So that's basically just letting us know which button we've clicked. It's highlighting that button with the border. Then we also have the set properties to change the main image. So they have an image here that they're changing it to. We have the set properties to change the main text. So that is the text that they are changing it to when you click on the calm button down here. All right, and then they have a stop sound. So we'll explore why they have that block in there here in a bit. And then they have this play sound to play this music that is calming. And so we can see that they have it looping, right? So the whole time we are in the calm button, it is playing that music. If we go down here and look at the tired button, it's basically doing the same things, right? We have the tired button gets the border width of 2. The other 2 get 0 border width. The main image, the main text changes, and then we also have a sound playing here as well. So we have basically all the same things from one on event to the next. So we need to add a third on event to make our excited button work. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, now rather than dragging and dropping in all of these blocks of code that I'm going to need for this, I am going to actually go ahead and I'm just going to copy and paste the entire on event for the tired button into a new on event for the excited button, and we'll just change the properties that we need, right? So this is way less dragging and dropping, right? I'm just copying, Control C, and then I'm putting a little bit of a line break in there, and then Control V to paste it. Before I get out of this text mode, I'm going to add a comment at the top here, and I'm going to put the comment that this button is to update the screen to excited, image, text, and song, right? So it's the same. I'm following that same format as the comment in line 13 and the same format as the comment in line 1. look, this one says excited up here, but this is for the calm button. So we're going to go ahead and change that. That's something I didn't even notice. All right, so this is the button to update the screen to the calm image, text, and song, right? This button on line 13 is to update to the tired image, text, and song. And then our last one is going to be the update for the excited image, text, and song. All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch back to block mode. All right, we can see our new on event down here, but right now it is still for the tired button. So I'm going to click on the drop down here. It's going to show me all of the element IDs that I could possibly be referring to. We are looking for this excited button, right? That's the one we're trying to get it to work. All right, so this is now going to be when we click on the excited button. All right, so I know that I want the tired and calm button both to not have any border, and then the excited button needs to have a border width of 2. So we're going to go ahead and change this because right now it's showing the border around the tired button still. So when I do the set property for the tired button border width, I'm just going to change that to 0. And then when we get down here to the excited button border width, we can change that to 2. All right, so we have the border now should be showing around that excited button. All right, so we could see that there. All right, and then we have the set property for the main image. Right now it is still being set to whatever the image is for the tired button, so we need to change this image. So I'm going to click on this drop down, and we're going to click on this blue choose option. All right, so I've already uploaded my excited picture that I found. I did a Google image search and found a picture that I thought looked excited. All right, so I'm going to click on choose on that image. So now it's going to change my image to the excited image that I have chosen instead of that tired image. All right, we need to change our set property here for the main text. All right, so right now it says let yourself rest and save your energy, right? That's for tired. We're going to change it to text that goes along with our excited mood. So I'm going to do the old school song lyrics. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm sure you loved that beautiful singing voice of mine. All right, so I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. All right, let's do an exclamation mark. That's more exciting than a period. All right, so that's the text that I'm going to have showing there. All right, then I have this stop sound block in here. And then we have a play sound. Right now, this again is still the play sound for the tired button. So we want to find a different sound that sounds excited. So I'm going to click again on the drop down for our play sound block, and I'm going to click on choose. All right, and these are all songs that are looping. So I'm going to look for the loops category right here. And we're going to see what we have in our loops category. It looks like these are kind of longer sound files, so we can find something that goes along well with excited. So a lot of these say vibrant to game, so maybe those sound kind of fun. Let's see what the... Oh, no, that's for tired. We don't want that one. What about this one? Same thing. That one's kind of fun, but not quite as exciting as I want it to be. No. 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 I'm being kind of particular here. Right, you're like, Miss here we go. That's the stuff. All right, we're going to do this one. All right, so we'll put that sound in there. And that is what we are going to play when we click on this excited button. All right, so now we very quickly got this third on event built because we just copied and pasted instead of having to drag all of these blocks of code in here. All right, so we copy and paste and then just make minor edits where we need to for what properties are actually changing to. All right, so let's go ahead and test it and see what happens when we click on the excited button now. I'm going to go ahead and click through each of the buttons to make sure everything's still working how it should. Nice. All right. So we could see that our excited button had the border around it, our text changed, and our image changed, and our music was playing. So that's nice. So one thing that I do want to mention before we move on is this stop sound block here. All right. So this is something that we haven't actually seen before. But I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this stop sound block. All right. And I'm going to get rid of this stop sound block. I'm just going to take out all of the stop sound blocks so you guys can see what happens when we do that. All right. So I'm going to run the app again and click through these buttons, and we're going to see what happens when we stop the sound, or when we're not stopping the sound, rather. All right, so I'm sure that the music was potato quality while I'm filming, but if you could tell, it was actually playing all of the 3 songs over top of one another. So the calm button music kept playing even though I had clicked on tired, and then the tired music and calm music were both playing once I clicked on excited. So all 3 tracks were playing over top of one another. So that's the reason we have that stop sound block in there. When we do that, that means that it is going to stop playing any sound that's already playing and play the sound that we've specified that we want to play. All right, so we need to have that block above the play sound block that we've put in. All right, and they just leave these as blank parentheses for this. Okay, so we want to stop any sound that's playing here. Okay, and then we want to have those for each of these. All right, so it's first going to stop the sound, and then it's going to start playing the sound. So we need it to stop the sound first before it starts playing what we want it to play. Right, so that means when I'm playing the calm music and then I click on the tired button, it stops the calm music before it starts playing the tired button, because that's the order of operations here in our code, right? So we need those stop sound buttons in there in order to actually make the music play just the single track that we want to be able to hear. All right, so once you have that all in there with your stop sounds, go ahead and add those back. You can go ahead and click on finish, and then you are all done with Bubbles 6A, 6B, and 6C. Easy peasy. All right, so if you have any questions or need any additional help with those, let me know, and I will be happy to assist you. And in the next video, we will go through the full app making process to make the end of unit app. All right, so we will finish up unit 3 in the next video. I'll see you guys there.